In 2023, the realm of film and TV has seen a remarkable sea change in adaptations from the world of video games. Not too long ago, the adaptations were scorned, but have undergone a radical transformation. Between HBO's The Last of Us and the box office hit The Super Mario Bros. Movie, the mold has been shattered. A little later in the year, we have been graced by Peacock's Twisted Metal. It's an adaptation of the beloved PlayStation series, reviving a franchise that has had little more than whispers for the last decade. The games, of course, primarily feature vehicular combat, but the inaugural season for Twisted Metal scarcely resembles its origin. While other franchises have at least attempted to honor the roots of the game, Twisted Metal has charted a different course. This left many fans of the games on edge, as the trailers of the show didn't feature core aspects the game possessed. Interviews featuring people who worked on the show also had people mentioning how they weren't making it too much like the game. So when the show actually came out, a lot of people were left shocked by how mistaken they found themselves to be. Peacock isn't the highest rated streaming service by any means, and no series on the platform particularly comes to mind when you think of it. So people figured it'd be, at best, maybe another Halo, but what they got instead was a genuine enigma. A well-cast, comical, and relatively profound series depicting the source material in a new light. It's not exactly what people had in mind when Cisco's The Thong Song, played over a compilation of the worst out-of-context jokes in the series, was featured in the trailer. The series lasts 10 episodes and chronicles John's odyssey, his mission, and tells a journey from San Francisco to Chicago, tasked with ferrying an enigmatic artifact in a world that met its demise in the year 2002, now dominated by ruthless, marauding factions that govern the roadways. Along the way, he encounters Quiet, a prospective pilferer portrayed by Stephanie Beatriz of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Encanto fame. Before long, they cross paths with the malevolent sovereign of a desolate Las Vegas, Sweet Tooth. The demented clown amalgamation of wrestler Samoa Joe's physique and the vocal prowess of Will Arnett. The actors did an amazing job. Anthony Mackie was even better than this in his Marvel roles in The Hurt Locker. He was both genuinely likable and funny, as was Stephanie's character Quiet, who showed a lot of versatility compared to her character in 9-9. Their chemistry was a big reason why the show worked so well. Sweet Tooth was also outstanding. He was portrayed in a way that made you feel sorry for him, even though he was a violent character who often beheaded people. The idea of mixing a wrestler with a comedian to create the character worked surprisingly well. The world building was a pleasant surprise. The contrast between the protected cities and the dangerous outside world was well done. There was a disturbing flashback to a post-apocalyptic Orange County, where wealthy people had silent slaves who were punished with mutilation if they disobeyed. The show also introduced holy men who abandoned their faith to indulge in the 7 deadly sins, and wannabe law officers who tried to impose order by killing almost everyone they met. This unique take on the apocalypse was both fascinating and darkly humorous. Twisted Metal dives into deep emotional territories, particularly in its exploration of character backgrounds and the bonds they share. The show skillfully delves into Sweet Tooth's origins and John's unique connection with his vehicle, intensifying the emotional depth of the narrative. What's truly remarkable is how the series elevates the relationship between a man and his automobile into a captivating narrative element. The storytelling is intricate and intriguing. Set in a post-2002 world devoid of new music, the reliance on older songs like Cypress Hill, Hanson, and Evanescence creates a nostalgic auditory backdrop. One particularly notable scene takes place in a ball pit, choreographed to the rhythm of Jay Kwan's Tipsy, leaving a lasting impression. However, the show does have its drawbacks. Thomas Hayden Church's portrayal of Agent Stone, despite his character's backstory, does lack a little bit of depth and intimidation factor needed for a compelling antagonist, especially in a world populated by more formidable adversaries. Season 1 seems to lay the foundation for potentially more engaging villains like Raven and Calypso in future installments. Furthermore, there could always be more actual thrilling car combat sequences. While there were some, possibly due to budget constraints associated with being a Peacock original, one can only hope for a second season to address these issues before the streaming platform faces an uncertain future. Nonetheless, the show's remarkable quality defies initial expectations, transforming it from a potential disaster into a true gem. Whether or not one is familiar with the game, Twisted Metal deserves a resounding recommendation for its surprising excellence. What did you think of Twisted Metal? Did the adaptation live up to your expectations? As a new viewer, did it pleasantly surprise you? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. There will be more multimedia content spanning your favorite movies, video games, and more on the way. I really appreciate your time, and I'll see you next time in The Spiral.